Well, hello, Aaron Goodvin.
She likes to be a part of all the conversations.
Yeah, it's a very privileged position.
Yeah, she's good.
She's in the front row. That's awesome.
Yeah, she's 3 months, just over 3 months. So
Wow.
yeah,
Where am I catching you right now?
I'm at home. I'm in Fairview, Tennessee. That light's
Nice.
nuts. Hold on a second.
Home, but for not much longer. You got some tour dates coming up.
Yeah, we're always busy on the road. We've been very lucky to get out there and play for people, especially this whole last year. So
Oh, no kidding. Well, I mean, obviously, a position like yours, like busy, is a very exciting time.
yeah, it's busy and getting busier.
Well, and like, what a week too, because you got single out, and then you took home some pretty big hardware recently. Male Artist of the Year in Alberta for the Alberta Country Music Awards. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I was pretty surprised when I got that. I
So,
didn't. I mean, I've been so I've taken that home 3 years in a row, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to do it 4 years." And then, sure enough, I mean, Alberta has just been so good to me, and I love that organization. I try to support it as much as I can. I love chatting with all the young artists that are coming up, that maybe don't have a chance to talk to somebody that's, had the amount of success that I've had, and mostly I've just been lucky, but it's awesome to be able to help them out. So
well, and I mean, I've had the privilege of attending the Alberta Country Music Awards in the past, and it's such a wholesome thing to be a part of because, I mean, like any local country music awards, like it's kind of like a family reunion every year, isn't it?
it totally is. And that's the best part about it. I didn't know, so I traveled from Wichita, Kansas. I played there Saturday night, and then we've had a lot of success with some line dance songs, lonely drum and country dance. They're on the radio in Canada, but here in the US they're line dance songs, so we have shows that we get to go play because of it, which is amazing. But they moved the weekend on me, and so after I booked that show, they were like, "Oh, it's going to be on, March 9." And I was like, or March 10, I think. And I was like, "Oh no, it's going to be a weird travel day." And it was a long travel day,
Well,
but I was happy.
you say they're line dance songs. I saw a video of you playing a room, I think last week. Like the entire floor was line dancing. What was that about? Where were you?
Yeah, I think that was Wichita, Kansas. Before that, we were in uh, Baltimore, Maryland. So it's really crazy because yeah, when I write songs, I'm not thinking like, "Oh, let's write a line dance song," But country dance specifically came out. I teased it on social media, and because I did that, and then it was like I had some people reach out and be like, "When can we get that?" And I was like, I don't know, maybe soon," because we weren't prepared or ready for that. And so in the process of that, we had a bunch of line dance instructors that had reached out and said, "Hey, like, can we write a dance for when this song comes out?" And like we hadn't even planned on putting it out at that point. And so when we did put it out, it was like we had a video to go, like a line dance video to go with it, and a whole line dance written up for that people could learn it. And so one of the cool things about that is like when one instructor creates a dance, then that dance then becomes popular, and that goes out to like everybody in the like all over the world. So now we have people line dance into this music that they wouldn't have otherwise known unless they had a dance. So it's a crazy world. Happy to be a part of it. It just keeps us working. So it's pretty awesome.
Well, and I mean the thing about putting new music out that has corresponding dances to go with it. I mean that hits pretty hard in the TikTok market too.
Yeah, it really does. And that's like another cool part of it. Like I think there's a lot of really different aspects. Like, but I get tagged on something on social media almost every day about line dancing and all that stuff. It's a really popular world to be a part of right now. Like I remember in the 90s, like my sister had VHS tapes of like learn how to line dance, and
Yeah.
so like it was like when people were like, "Oh no, line dancing is becoming popular." I was like, that feels weird to me. Like, is it? And but we go out there and it is crazy. Like we have line dance groups that'll drive 3 hours just to come to a show to line dance to country dance or lonely drum. And then last week in Wichita, they were like, oh no, there's a line dance for Boy Like Me. And I was like, what? I didn't
Wow.
even know there was a line dance for Boy Like Me. We played it and they got out there and did it. So it's a really cool thing. So
So, and like pretty cool for you, especially as a Canadian artist, to have some of your songs hit so hard across the border too.
totally. It's a hard thing to do. And I think that there's like a lot of like I said, it's been a saving grace for us. Like we want to tour as much as possible, but when you don't have like we've had some radio success here in the US, but not like on a huge, massive like level where it's like taking over the whole country. So it's like, so for us, it's like, well, what can we do? Like, what's our niche little market that we can go play?
Yeah.
And line dancing has ticked that box for us. So, and it's amazing because we go out and we still make fans and we still play for people that don't line dance and they really enjoy it. But it's like, it's a way for us to get to these markets and get to these cities that we wouldn't normally go to.
Have you ever been somewhere new that you were like really surprised to learn that you had a fan base there?
Yeah, I mean, I went to there's a couple places that come to mind. One was when I was back on radio tour. Um, I played a place called the Winner's Circle Saloon, and it was in a Holiday Inn in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, like close to Hershey. But I can't even remember what the town was called. And I got in there, and the DJ was like I walked in there, I was kissing babies. The place was jam packed. Nobody, and all the radio station did, like they were playing my single at the time, which was Bars and Churches. And they were like, this is Aaron Goodvin. Well, they knew me because of the line dance. So when I showed up, I was like, this is the weirdest thing in the world. Cause like I was signing autographs all night. There, like people brought their whole family. It was just me and a guitar, and I was like, oh, this is fun. But they were awesome, really good crowd. And then the other time that comes to mind is I went to when we went to France for the first time. We played a show in
Oh,
France
yeah.
probably about 5 years ago, and we got there, and I was like, "Sorry, my baby's getting hungry."
Oh
She's
no.
like, "It's my time to eat." Um, so when I got there, we sound checked, and there was outside. We played in a tent, and outside the tent there was about 300 or 400 people just sitting in lawn chairs. And all day, like we sound checked all day, like we were there at 2 o'clock to sound check. We didn't play till 9:30. And I was looking out there and I walked out there and I sort of looked around and I was like, what are these people doing? Like they weren't really doing anything. They were just sitting there in their lawn chairs. And I was like, this is very strange. They're all dressed up like they're ready for a concert, just sitting there. And I'm like, that's so weird. Well, then fast forward to when we play and we kick into Lonely Drum and all these people jump out of their lawn chairs and do the line dance. Like they were literally waiting there all day just to do the line dance. And I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
In France.
In France.
Wow. That's
like
wild.
just so weird. Like I can't even talk to them, or speak, with them. And they're just like, yeah. And they loved it and they were all about it. It was so great. Hold on 2 seconds.
All right. Well, I mean, pretty big week for you. Big release day, new single, written all over it. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much. We're so excited. We love this one.
Honestly, it's such a nice love song. I really enjoyed it. I like the videos that go with it too. You going around with the chalk, writing you over everything.
Yeah.
What's kind of the story with how this song came together?
It happened really fast. I wrote the song with a guy named Philip Lamons, who's an older guy, writes a lot with in the Lee Bryce camp and has his own career as well and just put out his own record, first time ever. He's a guy that's been around Nashville for a long time. A lot of people love him and know him. He's such a good dude. And he's been awesome for us. And so I went in there to write with him for the first time. Didn't really know him, at all. I knew his name. I think he knew mine. And then we got in there and he's like, well, I got this title on this guitar thing. And I was like, that's like perfect. I was like, I love that. And we probably wrote the song about an hour. It was just like one of those things where when you get in with somebody and you just click, it's like, it doesn't take long to write a song. And then you kind of doubt it because you're like, well, there's no way that could be a hit song because we didn't put that much time into it.
Yeah.
You just have that thing where you're like, oh man. But man, we just kept coming back to it. And then when it came time to put out a new record, after Country Dance, we wanted something that would just kind of smack on radio and just, and be really great for the live show. And I think we did a good job with it. So.
Well, and there's something to be said about, those lightning in a bottle creative sessions where it's almost like the song already exists and you're just sort of like unveiling parts of it as you go along, right?
Dude, you couldn't be more right. Like, that's exactly how I felt writing it. Was like, this song is already there. We're just putting it, in its place. But you're totally right. That's exactly what it is.
How long do you anticipate it taking before a corresponding line dance surfaces on the internet?
Man, I'm probably not long. I mean, honestly, I'm waiting any minute now. I'm sure there'll be something out there. It's so crazy, man. It's such a cool, like, it's such a cool thing. I think it's great. I mean, I think if it's just another way for people to hear the music, as far as I'm concerned. So I love it.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the release. Congratulations on winning another Male Artist of the Year hardware. I've got a couple of questions fielded from listeners on our text line, if you wouldn't mind, to close things off.
Yeah.
Okay, so first one coming from aspiring artist Adam. He wants to know what your biggest tip is for songwriting effectively.
Biggest tip for songwriting effectively?
Yeah.
Do it every day.
Practice.
Do it when you want to do it. Do it when you want to do it. Do it when it feels like you have to. Like, it's just I think in anything with songwriting is like, if you're persistent, you will win. And I don't mean like bang your head up against the wall and like, until you want to jump off a bridge because you can't figure out a bridge. I'm just talking about like if you're not having it one day, that's fine. You showed up. Showing up is everything.
Yeah.
To a co-write or just to a piece of paper, and putting something down. Later, you don't know what's that's going to turn into later. Like, this whole creative process is like, sometimes you just get in a room, and I've been in rooms where we sat there and just talked to each other for 4 hours, right? And then the next time we got together, we wrote a great song. So it's like, it doesn't have to be today. It's just about showing up and doing it every day, and showing the muse that you're ready for it, and being present. And I think you'll eventually find that you'll start writing some great songs.
Well, thank you for that. We got one more here. Kirsten wants to know how the landscape for musicians has changed since the internet has become as big of a thing as it is now.
That's a huge topic. I feel like we talk about this every day.
Yeah.
I think what's so different, like when I grew up, it was like, play as much as you can, like play every bar, learn how to play to nobody, learn how to play to 10,000 people, like learn how to do that. And I did that, like I got a lot of shows when I was younger and played as much as I possibly can, a lot of times for no money, and just try to get good at that side of it. Nowadays, that seems to just not even matter. Like, there's artists that are breaking out today that don't have any experience playing live shows. And in my opinion, I think that shows. I think it's still important that you learn how to play in front of an audience.
Oh, totally.
Because that's a big part of it. But there's a difference between playing in front of an audience and playing in front of your phone.
Yeah.
It's two totally different things. Now, I'm better at playing to an audience. I'm still working on getting the phone thing figured out, because it's just like, it's a whole other thing. But it's so important. And I think for people to know you, like when I was growing up, we needed CMT to know what people look like,
Yeah.
The fact that people can like see you right now if they wanted to, it's use that to your advantage for especially for artists, because that's, if you have a personality, you can make it in this industry. That's literally what it's come down to. It's more about personalities than it is the music, which is kind of sad to say, but that's just the way it is. And I think I'm not saying do bad music. I'm saying, have great music, but show them this other side of you. Try and show them who you are and what your personality is, because that seems to kick the ball a little further down the road. So
yeah, totally. Like, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it presents different opportunities.
Totally, absolutely. And I think it's a part of it, especially if you're going to be an artist, it's just a part of it.
Well, thank you for answering Kirsten and Adam's questions.
Thank you for your questions, Kirsten and Adam. Appreciate it.
You guys are real ones. So are you. Again, congratulations on another Male Artist of the Year. Congratulations on the single release, and I hope you break a leg on tour. Like, not literally, but,
I can't wait. We love Everything I do is so I can get out there and create moments with people in front of their faces and me in front of theirs and them in front of mine. That's my favorite thing to do. So everything we do is just to get back out there to see everybody. So
Well, hopefully we see more of those big group line dances. If somebody is new to your music, what's the best places to follow you?
yeah, just I would say probably go. I mean, you can go to the website aarongoodvin.com and kind of get linked out from there. You know, we have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. I'm kind of more active on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok than anything. So, yeah, but that's where to find me.
Aaron Goodvin, my dude, thank you so much for this.
Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.